Out of Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his indentures.
2 and 20 now he's rising, and no more he's 55, which were then conceived and rising in the new realm.
Years are gone to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his indentures. Pour of Irishmen, will the pirate glass, and to make us more than merry, let the fire on the
Yes, Frederick. From today, you'll rank as a full-blown member of our band.
My friends, I thank you all from my heart for your kindly wishes. Would that I could repay them as they deserve.
What do you mean?
Today I am out of my indentures. Today I leave you forever.
Oh, this is quite unaccountable. A keener hand at sculling a canal or a cutting out a white star never shipped a hand spike.
What?
You're a good pilot.
I have done my best for you, it is true. And why? It was my duty under my indentures, and I am the slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprenticed to your band. It was through an error. No matter, the mistake was ours, not yours, and I was in honor bound by it.
Error? What error?
I may not tell you, it would reflect upon my well-loved room.
Nay, dear master, my mind has long been gnawed with the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once.
When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd apprentice him to some career seafaring. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and guide this promising boy
though years have rolled over their heads. But this afternoon, my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affection unspeakable. But collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation. Oh, pity me, my friends! Such is my sense of duty, that once out of my indentures, I shall feel myself bound to devote myself heart and soul to your extermination.
Well, Frederick, if you conceptually, consumably, conscientiously feel that it is your duty to destroy us, you cannot blame me for acting on that conviction. Always act within the dictates of your conscience, my boy, and face the consequences.
Besides, we can offer you but little temptation to remain with us. We don't seem to make piracy pay. I don't exactly know why, but we don't.
I know why. But alas, I mustn't tell you. It wouldn't be right.
Why not, my boy? It's only 11:30. You're part of our band until the clock strikes 12.
True, and until then, you're bound to protect our interests.
Hear, hear!
Well, then, it is my duty as a pirate to tell you that you are too tender-hearted. For instance, you make a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves, and when you attack a stronger party, you invariably get thrashed.
There is some truth in that.
Nobody's wrong. And again, you make a point of never molesting an orphan.
It's true. We are armed ourselves and know what it is.
Yes, but it has got about, and what is the result? Everyone we capture says he's an orphan. The last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans, and so we had to let them go. One would think that Great Britain's mercantile navy was recruited entirely from her orphan asylums, which we know is not the case.
Oh, blast it all, you cannot be completely merciless.
There's my difficulty. Until 12, I would. After 12, I wouldn't. Was ever a man placed in so delicate a situation?
And Ruth, your own dear Ruth, who has won her middle-aged way into your boyish heart. What's to become of her?
Or he will take you with him!
Ruth, it is true that I admire you very much, but I have been constantly at sea since I was the age of 8. And yours is the only woman's face that I have seen in that time. I think it is a sweet face.
It is. Oh, it is.
I say, I think it is. That is my impression, but as I have never had the opportunity of comparing you with another woman, it is just possible that I may be mistaken. And what a terrible thing it would be if I were to marry this poor, innocent person, and then find out that she is on the whole plain.
Rufus! Well? Very well indeed!
There are the remains of a fine woman about Ruth.
Do you really think so?
I do? I do.
Then I will not be so selfish as to take her from you. In justice to you and in consideration for her, I will leave her behind.
Frederick, this cannot be. We are rough men. Who lead a rough life. But we are not so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I am right in saying that there is not one here who would rob thee of this inestimable treasure, for all the world holds dear.
Not one!
No, I didn't think so. Oh, keep thy love, Frederick. Keep thy love.
You're very good, I'm sure.
process of extermination begins, and you make our death as quick and painless as you can conveniently make it.
I will. By the love I have for you, I swear it. Would that you could render your extermination unnecessary by accompanying me back to civilization.
No, Frederick. I don't think much of our profession, but contrasting with respectability, it is comparatively honest. No, Frederick. I shall live and die a pirate king. Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag of fly and play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well-to-do, but are we true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate king, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king. A pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. It is a ruffle the pirate king, a ruffle the pirate king. When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself no royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must somehow manage to get the wrong more dirty work than ever I do. For I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king. A pirate king. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king. It is a rock of the pirate king, a rock of the pirate.
Oh, take me with you. I couldn't bear if I were left behind.
Oh, Ruth, I will be quite candid with you. You are very dear to me, as you know, but I must be circumspect. You are considerably older than I. A lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17? But you will find me a wife of 1,000.
No, but I shall find you a wife of 47, and that is quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly and without reserve. Compared with other women, how are you?
I will speak truthfully to you, dear master. I have a slight cold, but otherwise I'm quite well. And you,
Oh, I am sure you would not practice on my inexperience. I wish to do the right thing, and if, I say if, you truly are a fine woman, then your age shall be no obstacle to our union. Hark! Surely I hear voices. Who would dare to approach our all but inaccessible lair? Can it be Custom House? No, it does not sound like Custom House.
Confusion. It is the voices of young girls. If he should see them, I am lost.
By all that's marvelous, a bevy of beautiful maidens.
Lost. Lost. Lost.
How lovely, how surpassingly lovely is the plainest of them. What grace, what delicacy, what refinement. And Ruth told me she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold.
And master, am I not so?
And now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jot so.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is lined, your hair is gray.
Gradually got so.
Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so.
Master, master, do not leave me, hear me ere you go.
Faithless woman,
Master, master,
faithless woman,
master, master,
faithless
master,
woman to deceive me, I who trusted so. Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so.
My love without reflecting, oh, do not be rejecting. Take a maiden tender, her affections raw and green. At very highest rating has been accumulating summer 17. Summer 17. Most beloved master, strangely with disaster, what is such a dower to the dower I have here? My love unabated has been accumulating 47 years.
47 years!
47 years.
Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so.
Master, master, to deceive me,
I
we
who
trusted
trusted so. What shall I do? Before these gentle maidens I dare not show in this alarming costume. No, no, I must remain in close concealment until I can appear in decent clothing.
still presently. Remember, poor Papa is not as young as we are, and we come over a rather difficult country. But how thoroughly delightful it is to be so entirely alone! Why, in all probability, we are the first human beings ever to step foot in this exact spot! Yes! But except for the mermaids, it's the perfect place for the mermaids. We were only human beings down to the waist.
And who can be said to set foot anywhere? Tails they may, but feet they cannot.
But what shall we do until Papa and the salmon surrender the luncheon?
Well, we are quite alone, and the sea is as smooth as glass. Why don't we take off our shoes and our smoking
Stop, ladies, pray. I had intended not to intrude myself upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bounden duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who are you, Sir Speak?
I am a pirate. Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vile profession, and to that end of pure and peerless maidens, all blushing ones of ever-blooming beauty, I soar at art, implore your kind assistance.
How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty,
How pitiful his tale,
how rare his beauty.
Oh, is there not one maiden breast which does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to strength of duty, who would not give up willingly on matrimonial ambition to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position, from his position, to rescue such a one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one maiden breast which seems to feel the moral duty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
Oh, is there not one maiden here, whose homely face and bad complexion have caused all hope to disappear, however willing man's affection to such a one, if such there be, I swear by heaven's arch above you, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you be, I'll love you. However plain you be, if you
sisters, step to pity's need for shame. It's true that he has gone astray, but free. Is that a reason? But it's true, why you should not be deaf to pity's need. The question is, had he not been a thing of beauty, would she be swayed by quite as keen a sense of duty? For shame. For shame. For shame. Oh, everyone, tomorrow we take war again. I hear the country wants a break. People say I know not when that we shall have a war to end. Tomorrow we take war again. I hear the country wants a break. People say I know not when that we shall have a war to end. Tomorrow we take war again. I hear the country wants a break.
Pirate roll his soul in guilty free, and ways to find a soul with peace and birth to being.
A beautiful evening, the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it's May, and yes, it's rain, but yesterday. Continue fine, I hope it's May, and yes, it's rain, but yesterday. How beautiful evening, the glass is rising very high. It's just rain, but yesterday. Tomorrow it's rain, but yes, it's rain. People say I know not when that we shall have a war to lie, and people say I know not when that we shall have a war to lie.
Stay, we must not lose our senses. Men who seek at no offenses will undone be here. Piracy, that dreadful trade, is prey. You get you handsome ladies while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. If we sink at no offenses, we should not be here. Piracy, the dreadful trade, is nice to minutes for young ladies. Let us see a song. Too late, too late.
It's a first-rate opportunity to marry with impunity and learn the felicity of our bounty or necessity. To quickly be personified, conjugally matched from bona fide by a doctor of divinity who's located in this vicinity.
We have missed our opportunity of escaping with impunity. So farewell to the felicity of our maiden domesticity. We shall quickly be personified, conjugally matched from bona fide by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
By a doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity. By a doctor of divinity.
Oh, monsters! Here your pipes have entered, proceeding against our will to wrestle. Just bear in mind, your lords and chancery and father is a major general.
We better pause, or danger will befall. Their father is a major general.
Yes, yes, he is a major general.
Yes, yes, I am a major general.
For he is a major general.
Major General.
It is a glorious day to reach a major general.
It is a rock, the Major General, rock, the Major General.
I am the very model of a modern major general, like information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I cook the spices historical, from later on the water, living water, categorical. I'm very well acquainted with mathematical. I understand equations, both simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am dealing with a lot of news. There it is. With me on the show, that's not a circle of my continent. With many general, that's not a circle of my continent. Many general, that's not a circle of my continent. Many general, that's not a circle of my continent. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beans and of calculus. The short amount is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of modern major general. The short amount is vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of modern major general. And you know what makes history is giving opposites to paradox. I mentioned holocaustics, I have a pretty taste for paradox. I wrote an energy and saw the crimes of human capitalists and components like global pluralities and paradox. I can tell it down to Raphael's from Jared Nelson's Socrates. I know the crooked chords from the poems of Aristophanes, and I can hum a bugle which I learned in music and more. Therefore. There it is! And the whistle on the instrument. And the whistle on the instrument. And the whistle on the instrument. sorties and surprises I'm aware of. And when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learned what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I was veteran of elemental strategy. Strategy, that is a hard one. Strategy. You'll say my military now so unlucky and adventure is only been my family that begins of a century, but still not as vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of the modern Major General. I'm still not as vegetable, animal, and mineral. He is the very model of the modern Major General.
Do it again.
Certainly.
Faster.
Maestro, presto, agitato. That one was with the middle and medley, when acted to the side of myself right from a gentleman, when such a business so is surprises I'm already in, when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have known what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I was smattering of elemental strategy, you say a better Major General is never strategy, you say a better Major General is never strategy, you say a better Major General is never strategy, you say a better Major General is never strategy. From the military novice, though plucky and adventure, has only been brought down to the beginnings of the century, but still not as vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of the modern Major General. Still not as vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of the modern Major General. And now that I've introduced myself, I would like to have some idea of what's going on.
Permit me, I'll explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughter.
No, that is not too well.
Dear me. Excuse me. And if you pardon me, this is a picturesque uniform. I'm not quite familiar with it. What are you?
We are all single, gentlemen.
Yes, I gathered that. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Pirates of Penzance. I've often heard of them.
Listen, this gentleman who was a pirate once, but is out of his indentures today and needs to lead a blameless life evermore.
Now, but wait a bit. I object to pirates as sons-in-laws.
Well, we object to Major Generals as fathers-in-law. But we waive that point. We do not press it. We look over it.
Huh? An idea? And you mean to tell me that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props in my old age, leave me unfriended, unprotected, and alone? Yes, Sister dear? I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Oh, damn! Here we are again.
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Orphan.
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say orphan.
Orphan, orphan! I don't think we quite understand one another. As I understand it, you are merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me.
I didn't repeat the word orphan.
Pardon me, you did indeed.
I only repeated it once.
Yes, but you repeated it!
For no reason.
Stop! I see where we're getting confused. When you say the word orphan, do you mean someone who has lost his parents, or often, frequently? Go there!
Frequently.
Yes, you said often, frequently.
No, only once.
Yes, often, frequently, only once! Oh, men of dark and dismal fate, forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state. I am an orphan all that I can call my own. Poor fellow. Take them away from me, and I shall be indeed alone. Poor fellow. If pity you can feel, leave me my soul remaining joy.
Feet at your feet they kneel.
Your hearts they cannot steal against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy. Poor fellow. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts they cannot steal against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy. The orphan boy, the orphan boy. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal against the tale of the lonely orphan boy. Poor fellow.
I'm telling a terrible story, but it doesn't diminish my glory, for they would have taken my daughters over the billowy waters if I hadn't an elegant diction, indulged in an innocent fiction, which is not the same category as telling a regular terrible story. He's telling a terrible story, because I heard them with his glory, that they would have taken his daughters over the billowy waters. It is easy an elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes in the same category as telling a regular terrible story. It's easy an elegant diction to call it an innocent fiction, but it comes in the same category as telling a regular story. Although our dark is sometimes imposed, the crime of stealing, we'd rather think that we're not altogether not a feeling. Although we live my life, we're always sorry to be getting. For what we ask is life without a of poetry in Hail, poetry, thou hand-born maid, thou gildest in the finest trade. Hail, glowing fount of sentiment, you may call, for you are at liberty, our pirate rules Protagio, and none other members of our band, we do elagio. Who is an open boy? Who is the rock of the orphan boy? And it sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy. It is the rock of the orphan boy, the rock of the orphan boy.
Happy day with joyous feeling, will away and merry be.
Happy day with joyous weeping, we'll away and merry be.
Should it be fall auspiciously, the sisters all the bridesmaids be.
Should we fall auspiciously, the sisters all the bridesmaids be.
Happy day with joyous feeling, will away and merry be. Should it be fall auspiciously, the sisters all the bridesmaids be.
Should it be fall auspiciously, the sisters all will bridesmaids be.
Oh,
dignity. We displayed to place and dignity. Never was such opportunity to get married with impunity. When we gave up the felicity of a bounded domesticity, no doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
Claims are found magnanimity, they display to lace and dignity. Never was such opportunity to get married with impunity. But she gave up the felicity of a bounded domesticity, though a doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
When we gave up the felicity of a bounded domesticity, when we gave up the felicity of a bounded domesticity, a doctor of divinity, a doctor of divinity.
Oh, but you forget, sir, that you only bought the property a year ago. And the stucco and evergreen scarcely dry.
Frederick, in this chapel are ancestors, you cannot deny that. When I purchased the property, I bought the chapel and its contents. I don't know whose ancestors they were, but I know whose ancestors they are, and I shudder to think that they're descended by purchase, or if I may so describe myself, would have brought dishonor on what I am sure was an unstained escutcheon.
Excuse me, be comforted, for I do not act as you did. Those reckless men would assuredly have called in the nearest clergyman, and have married your large family on the spot.
I thank you for your proffered solace, but it is unavailing. Such is the anguish and remorse that I feel at the abominable falsehood by which I escaped these easily. These easily deluded pirates, that I would go to the chief this very night and confess all. Did it not have the most disastrous consequences for myself? When does your expedition depart against these scoundrels?
At 11, and before 12, I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilent scourges by sweeping them from the face of the earth.
Yes. Yes, it's good. I like it.
And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
Are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They only await my orders.
Then, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dread adventure.
Dear sir, they come.
Penzance, what chance of coming back? Still, perhaps it would be wise not to carve or criticize, for it's very evident these intentions are well meant.
Yes, it's very evident. These intentions are meant. Evident, yes, well meant. Evident, ah, yes, well meant. Find the wisest thing.
circumstances victim have been guilty.
Young Frederick,
calls
your late commander.
And I, your little Ruth.
So how dare ye face me? Know ye not, ye rash ones, that I have doomed you to extermination?
Have mercy on us. Hear us and slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you, yet mercy should alloy our stern resentment. And so I will be merciful. Say on.
When you had left our pirate fold, we tried to raise our spirits faint, according to our customs, all with whips and quibbles quaint. Yet all in vain the whips we heard, we lay and sobbed upon the rocks, till then to somebody occurred a startling paradox.
A paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox, with whips and quibbles heard its thoughts, but not to meet this paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. It's paradox. We knew your taste for curious quips, for trends and contradictions queer, and with the laughter on our lips we wished you there to hear. We said if we could tell it him, how Frederick would the joke enjoy, and so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy.
That paradox.
That most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard and thoughts, but known to be this paradox. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This paradox. For some ridiculous reason to which I have no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the astronomer royal, has decided that, although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty. 1 year and every 4, his days shall be reckoned as 9 and 20. Through some singular coincidence, I shouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, having been born in leap year on the 29th of February. And so, through a simple arithmetical process, you shall easily discover that though you've lived 21 years yet, if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the ways of paradox, at once said she gay mocks. Though counting in the usual way is 21, I've been alive. Yet reckoning by my natal day, yet reckoning by my natal day. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a little boy of 5.
He's a little boy of a paradox, a most ingenious paradox. This His death shall be swift His life is long. Away, away, our hearts on fire, our life is wasted, wretched to repay. This very night, vengeance fire, shall grant itself and roll away, away.
Away, away, ere I expire, I find my duty hard to do today. My heart is filled, anguish fire, it's brings me to the core. Away, away.
False and foulings in the solemn pride, and vengeance how the violent sword decides. Our nature stand he softened with his lies, and in return tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Is early tomorrow.
His girls likewise,
Their old true sorrow.
The ones are smart,
In the nature they cherish.
and all who plot.
to a vision shall perish.
Tonight he dies, his early tomorrow. His girls likewise to show altar and sorrow.
The ones are smart and their natures they cherish, and all who plot to a vision shall perish. Away, 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 away. Tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight, tonight, tonight. Tonight the traitor dies. Tonight, away.
claim you, I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that until then you will be true to me.
Yes, I'll be strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is truth for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to her soon, to be aware and even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
Oh, here's love and here's truth.
She will be faithful to her soon, to be aware and even after.
To be aware
And even after.
and even after.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is truth for joyous laughter. She will be faithful to her soon.
To be aware and even after.
She will be faithful to her suit. We are wed and even after, even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth. Oh, here is love, is love.
No, I am grieved. Oh, family descent, how great thy charm, thy sway, how excellent. Come one and all, undaunted men blue. A crisis now, affairs are coming to.
Body and in mind.
Ta-da, ta-da.
We are timidly inclined. And anything but lying.
Ta-da, ta-da.
And the danger that's behind.
Ta-da.
Are still when the danger's near.
Ta-da.
And we manage to appear as insensible to fear as anybody here. As anybody here.
Sergeant of Roach, young Frederick was to lead you to death and glory.
That is not a pleasant way of putting it.
No matter, he will not so lead you. He has allied himself once more with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely and know nothing about it. He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to a sense of duty has endeared him to me tenfold. It was his duty, I will do mine. Go ye and do yours.
This is perplexing. Still, as he is actuated by a sense of duty,
That makes a difference, of course. At the same time, we cannot understand it at all.
no matter. Our course is clear. We must do our best to capture these pirates alone. It is most distressing to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty which is so dear to us all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force.
We should.
It is too late now.
It is.
When the fellow's not engaged in his employment, or advancing his felonious little scams, his propensity for innocent enjoyment is just as great as any honest man. Our proceedings we with difficulty smother. When constabulary duties to be done, I take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. Oh, when constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. When the enterprising burglar isn't a burglar, when the cutthroat isn't occupying crime, he likes to hear the little brook a-gurgling and listen to the merry village chime. When the coster's finished jumping on his mother, he'll have to lie basking in the sun. Can't take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. Oh, when constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Happy one. Hush, hush! I hear them on the manor approaching. With a stealthy steps the pirates are approaching.
They seek a penalty. With default.
They come in a force with a stealthy stride. Arabia's course is now true.
Cat-like tread upon our way we sail. Silence dread, our cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. Our fly's footfall we distinctly heard.
Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.
So stealthily the pirate creeps while all the household soundly sleeps. Come, friends, to plow the sea. Close to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with a little burglary. Come, friends, to plow the sea. Close to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with a little burglary. Here's your crowbar and your sentiment, your life reserve. You may want to hit your silent matches, your dark lantern seized. Take them back, your step on the keys. You get my tread, inside the tread. Cat-like tread, upon our way we steal. In silence dread, our cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. Our fly's footfall will be distinctly heard. Come, friends, to plow the sea. Close to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with a little burglary. Got the tread upon our way we steal. In silence tread, our cautious way we feel.
I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who finds his conscience ain't no peace at all enjoys. And as I lay in bed awake, I thought I heard a noise. He thought he heard a noise. Ha! No, all is still, on dale, on hill. My mind is set at ease. So still the scene, it must have been the sighing of the breeze. Sighing softly to the river comes the mountain breeze. The sedgy nature of the river rustling through the trees. All the brook in rippling measure lasts for very long, while the poplars in their pleasure wave their arms above. Yes, the trees for very long wave their leafy arms above. River, river, little river, may thy loving cross forever. Heaven's sweet, the poplar trees, may thy wooing happy be. Heaven's sweet, the poplar trees, may thy wooing happy be. Yet the breeze is but a rover as he wings away. Broken poplar mourn a lover sighing well a day. Well a day. All the doing and undoing that the road could tell. When the breeze is out, a wooing moon can move so well. This is the road could tell. Nobody can move so well. Pretty brook, thy dream is over, for thy love is but a rover. Set the lot of poplar trees, courted by a fickle breeze. Set the lot of poplar trees, courted by a fickle breeze.
Forward, men, and seize that general man. His life is over. Yes, we're pirates who stand.
Fret to be killed, oh joy, oh rapture.
Some reunion and effect their capture.
You too, Mabel, I would if I could, but I am not able. Telling the truth, he is not able. With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. Revenge is sweet, and flavors all our dealing. With courage rare, and resolution manly, for death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die, and driven on a knee?
your proud triumph will not be long-lived.
Don't say your offense, for we know that game.
On your allegiance we must stronger claim. We charge you again. We charge you again. In the Queen of Victoria's name. We charge you again. In Queen of Victoria's name.
We yield at once with harmony, because with all our thoughts we love our Queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their Queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults we love our Queen.
Away with them and place them at the door.
One moment, let me tell you who they are. They are no members of the common throng. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
No Englishman knew that statement is, because with all our faults we love our house of peers. I pray you pardon me, ex-pirate king, peers